For most of my life, I felt broken. It showed up in my relationships, my work, and the way I spoke to myself. No matter how much I achieved, I still felt unworthy, unseen, and alone. But everything changed when I started healing my inner child. I found peace where there used to be chaos, built friendships that actually felt safe, and created a life that feels like me again. I'm Nicole, a foster mom and inner child healing coach, and this is Heal Out Loud. Each week, we'll blend science, soul, and real talk to help you stop feeling broken and start becoming the person you've always needed. Because healing isn't quiet. It's time to heal out loud. Hello, once again. This is episode 5. And in this segment, we're going to talk about how to heal and attract the life of your dreams. This is where it all comes together. Healing isn't just about crying over your past and hoping things magically change. It's about enjoying the present and creating the future you truly deserve and want. In this segment, I'll walk you through my framework for gently healing your wounds, building real self-love, not the take a bubble bath and call it a day type of self-love, and also attracting the relationships, career, and life you've been dreaming of. Yes, the one that actually feels good and makes your heart really happy. This is where inner work meets real-world results. It's not magic, it's practical. It's a step-by-step guidance that took me from feeling broken, lost, and stuck to living a life full of freedom, love, and joy. And the best part is, if I can do it after everything I've been through, trust me, you can absolutely do it too. You just need the right tools, some patience, and a little bit of self-compassion along the way. So, today I want to share with you a framework I have developed for creating the life and love you truly desire. Again, this isn't about magic or luck. I wish I can wave a magic wand at you and you feel better. But this is about understanding yourself, healing from the past, and consciously stepping into your power. So let's talk about how you can move from feeling stuck, unworthy, and unlucky in love and life to creating a reality where you feel worthy, abundant, and fully alive. And I know that right now, if you're listening to this, you might be feeling a lot of things coming up for you. You're at this stage where you're becoming aware that you are the common denominator in all your romantic relationships, and you started realizing that you have a certain pattern or type. You also feel alone and unloved. You feel like everyone around you is happily in love, except for you. You feel unlucky, unwanted, left behind. You pray that someone comes and saves you, and every area of your life feels like it's declining because you're exhausted from carrying all those negative thoughts. Most probably you feel like a victim, where you feel that life is constantly happening to you, not for you. You're always the one chasing others. You overgive in relationships. You please your partner only to be left. You have low self-worth. You don't feel comfortable in your body. You feel abandoned. You feel like you're always the one left behind. You believe that there's something inherently wrong with you. And you feel that you'll always hurt and love. You believe that everybody cheats. You have major trust issues. You have major insecurities. You tend to get very anxious when there's attachment. Most probably, you also wake up feeling sad. And you go to bed feeling disheartened. You're unhappy, maybe even depressed. You take everything personally. You feel jealous of your friends' relationships and success. You're ashamed that you haven't managed to keep one healthy relationship. You want a family of your own, but you're slowly giving up on that idea. Not because you don't want it, of course, but because of the many failed relationships you've experienced. Most probably you fall in love too quickly. You fall for love-bombing traps. You attract toxic partners. You're ashamed of your own toxic traits, control, vigilance, where you're always thinking that something bad is going to happen, jealousy. You always think the worst when you're in a relationship. You have high relationship anxiety and fear of being abandoned. You can't focus on a single task when you're going through tough romantic periods. You also feel overwhelmed, like no one understands you. You check things obsessively and you feel worse afterwards. You feel really angry at the world, disconnected from the universe, thinking God is not on your side. You also carry shame, guilt, and resentment towards yourself. You're in pain at every event you attend, but you hide it with a nice smile. No matter how much you overgive, your partner still doesn't choose you the way you choose them. You're hyper-vigilant in every area of your life, especially romance. You're very demotivated. You feel all of your relationships are one-sided, and you feel very dysregulated. The domino problem here, the one core thing that if solved would make everything else easier, is feeling unworthy, undeserving, and unlucky. From your perspective, you might think that finding someone who loves you will heal all of this. But I'm here to tell you that the real solution is inside of you. And not to be cheesy, not to sound cliche, but this is the truth. If you're feeling unworthy, undeserving, and unlucky, you're going to attract a partner from those wounds. So that partner later on is going to reflect your beliefs back to you that you are unworthy, undeserving, and unlucky. It's either because you attract a toxic partner or because you attract a partner from those wounds, or even if you manage to attract a healthy partner, your toxic traits start coming out and you push them away. Your daily life right now might look something like this. You wake up demotivated and sad. You get into arguments at home before you go to work. You go to work feeling like everyone, the whole world is against you. You hate your home and your job. You skip meals because of anxiety, cancel the gym and plans out of guilt and shame, and then you go to sleep only to repeat the same sad cycle the next day. But here's the thing, you already know what is making you feel bad, and the awareness is huge, which is really, really good. But what you don't know and what's critical for you to understand is that once you heal your inner child, everything changes. Your worth, your internal state, your mood, your relationships, your job, your whole life shifts when you heal that part of you that was really hurt as a child. Before you start embodying this framework that I'm going to share, the one thing that makes starting easier is that you're already aware you're the common denominator in all of this. I know that having awareness, sometimes it's even more difficult when you don't have it because you're like, I'm so aware. I know what I should be doing. So why can't I do it? Why every time I get triggered, I fall back into old ways, into old habits, into old patterns? But trust me, if you didn't have the awareness, this journey would be way, way longer. So the fact that you have the awareness, I know that it's hurting you, but this podcast is going to help you step from awareness and start solving. Once you start embodying this framework that I'm going to share, this is what will change for you. You wake up happier, your relationships are thriving, you feel worthy, you attract good things, you operate from a space of abundance, not lack. You know you are the creator of your reality, not a victim. And the domino desire that makes all of this possible is feeling worthy. From your perspective, this may look like calmness and love. Eventually, your day-to-day experiences also change. You feel lighter, more energized, and more aligned. And what you went through in the past does not define your worth. You love yourself, you have healthier relationships, a healthier body, a healthier relationship with food, and more energy too. You will feel happiness, calmness, peace, freedom, and positive energy. Okay, so let's dive deep into this three-phase framework that I use to get my clients from where they are now to where they want to be. So the first phase is inner child healing, where we heal the child. Here, we reconnect to the source of the wound. This phase matters because this is the part most people skip, and it's why they don't have the life they want. Childhood trauma stores limiting beliefs in our brains like I'm not enough, I'm unlovable, I'm not safe to be myself, there's something wrong with me, in the subconscious brain. And these beliefs quietly dictate how you feel, act, and what you accept in life. So what this phase does is we safely revisit the original wounds and unmet needs. We release trapped emotions and reprograms the subconscious with empowering beliefs. It teaches you to reparent yourself, where you give your inner child the love, safety, and validation that you've never got. The tools that are used in this phase are inner child healing, subconscious mind reprogramming, and nervous system regulation. And thanks to all of this, you stop living from the hurt, abandoned version of yourself, and you start living from a grounded, self-loving adult self. You stop seeking external validation, because no matter how much external validation you're going to receive, it's never going to be enough. If you have a wound that says that I am not enough, no matter how much external validation you will receive, it will not heal this wound. You will stop settling for the bare minimum, and you will stop playing small. What you will know out of this phase is you understand the source of your patterns, what you will be doing, you parent yourself and you release limiting beliefs, and what you will be feeling when you're working through this phase, whole, with or without others, and confident in your own love. I know this sounds impossible for you and like it's something that it's unreachable for you, but trust me, I know what you're feeling. I've been where you are, and you can get on the other side. Then there is phase two. Phase two is called abundance mindset, expanding what you believe is possible. Basically, as you've already heard in this podcast, trauma rewires your brain for scarcity. It makes you start waiting for loss, for rejection, for failure, for abandonment. And because of this, it creates patterns of settling, self-sabotage, and fear of wanting too much. I want you to know that there is enough for everyone in this universe. And if you have a dream, if there's something that's a dream planted inside your body, it's only there because it can be achieved. So what this phase does to you is it shifts your focus from what's missing to what's possible. It rewires your brain to expect opportunities, connection, and good outcomes. And it uses manifestation and mindset tools like the law of assumption to align beliefs with your desired reality. We talk about other laws like the law of detachment, the law of resonance. This is a super interesting phase. And this is done through visualization, journaling, meditations. And after this phase, what happens is you start making choices from possibility and worthiness instead of fear and survival. So let's say, for example, there's a person who came into your life and he or she do not tick all your boxes, right? But because you fear that there's not enough out there, because you fear that everything is scarce, everything is limited, you shrug your shoulders and you say, oh, well, at least he or she are nice to me. And this is something that happens because of your childhood trauma. Because in your childhood, situations were very unpredictable. So you might have gone to school and left your parents in a good mood. And then when you're back from school, like there's World War III at home. So this inconsistency, this unpredictability, this always fearing that the worst is going to happen, always preparing yourself for the worst to protect yourself. As a kid, it did protect you, but as an adult, it's sabotaging you. So yes, basically you stop making choices from fear and survival, and you start making choices from possibility and worthiness. You finally start believing you're worthy of promotions, business success, a beautiful home, and a lovely, fulfilling life. What you will know from this phase is that you are the creator of your reality and not a victim. What you will be able to do is attract and live the life you want. Trust me, this is true. You will feel lighter, happier, calmer, excited, and more playful. You're so serious right now because your inner child is really wounded. So your inner child is constantly crying and throwing tantrums. So that's why as an adult, you're so serious and you're so snappy and you're always in a bad mood. Trust me, I know, been there. But once you heal your inner child and once you shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance one, you will be more playful because your inner child feels safe to play. Then there's phase 3, which is the identity work. This is becoming the version of yourself that radiates. Basically, this phase is there to remove the identity you've built, because after years of trauma, you may have built an identity around pain, where you say, I'm the guy or girl who always gets hurt. I'm the unlucky one. I'm always the broken one. And through the work we do in this phase, you release the trauma identity and you build a new self-concept rooted in strength, love, and authenticity. You align daily habits, boundaries, and behaviors with the person you want to be. This phase encourages self-expression, self-trust, and full ownership of your life. We do this through embodiment practices, law of attraction, law of assumption, law of detachment, law of resonance. And thanks to this, you start embodying a self-image that naturally attracts healthy relationships, fulfilling work, and also joyful experiences. What you will know after this phase is that you can create what you want in life. You will stop settling for less and manifest from a place of safety and worthiness. And you will feel confident, radiant, and aligned with your highest self, exactly as you deserve. So in this segment, I'm going to start sharing more on how you can go through these phases, on how to attract the life of your dreams, on how to become the one you needed when you were a kid. So stay tuned. If today's episode made you think, laugh, cry, or want to yell at the universe, good. That means something moved. Make sure you hit follow, share this with a friend who's healing too, and remember, you don't have to heal quietly anymore. See you next week for more truth bombs, breakthroughs, and a little bit of magic.